Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great weekend. I'm here just to film a quick video on some of the books that I've been reading the past week. I'm also sorry that I didn't upload last weekend. My parents were visiting from last weekend till this weekend when they left, so I haven't had much time on my hands. We've had a very active week visiting North Wales and the north of England, and just having a great time in each other's company, which I often don't get to do these days because we live on separate continents. So anyways, I did have some downtime, such as during drives to and fro across the country. And one of the books that I've been reading is Timequake by Kurt Vonnegut. This is a reread for me, and I started reading this last week following the invitation from Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics. So this is a part of a buddy read. I read this in 2017, and I'll admit, even for Vonnegut, it did leave me a tad confused, but I think I understand it a bit more now. So this is part autobiography, part fiction. It's delightfully Vonnegut. Normally when I read his books, I'm like, what the heck did I just read? But it's basically, it centers around what would happen if the world was reset 10 years and everyone had to do the same things over and over again and relive the same events. So a major topic in this book is free will and determinism. I'll admit that in terms of philosophy, I'm a bit uneducated, but I think it's a great little read if you're interested in that topic. For me, I still have 100 pages to go, but I think knowing what I know about Vonnegut's life and the events that happened, there's a lot of heartache and suffering that he's experienced, and I wonder how much of this, with his views on free will and determinism, how much of this relates to the meaning of life and just just how upsetting life can be, but also the glimmer of hope that comes from personal relationships. And one of my favorite quotes from this book, and indeed one of my favorite quotes from all books, is from his son Mark, which he quotes in here, and that is, "We are all here to help each other get through this thing, whatever it is." Sorry if you can hear kids out in the courtyard. Anyways, that's the book that I'm reading. Apologies for the lighting. Let's see if I can fix it. There we go. So the next book that I'm reading is called Two Houses, Two Kingdoms by Catherine Hanley. If you watched my previous video, I discussed this book. It was in one of my previous videos, but this is a nonfiction piece about the history and the the dynastic relationships between the Capetians and Plantagenets in France and England during the 12th and 13th centuries. It's good so far. I am enjoying it. I haven't necessarily learned anything new from this. It's more of a narrative of events. I mean, it's basically 300 pages and covers 2 centuries. So it's more of a narrative than it is like a deep critical analysis of events. But I do like this book because it offers something that I haven't really seen yet, and that's a balanced view of events on the French and English sides, because most of the books that I read are in English and tend to be favored towards the English. But anyways, those are the 2 books that I'm currently reading and have been reading. It's been a bit of a slow go, as I mentioned. I haven't had that much time last week, but yes, I think I've got 100 pages to go for each. I did, of course, however, I'm always tempted to look for new books before I even finish the ones that I'm currently reading, and I'll just share some of those with you. 2 of these are library loans. The first one is a piece of fiction, and this is The Binding by Bridget Collins. I have no idea what this is about, except that it involves a binder's apprentice. it's apparently a rich Gothic entertainment that explores what books have trapped in them and reminds us of the power of storytellings. That is a quote from Tracy Chevalier. And then the next book that I got is Cleopatra Her Life by Stacy Schiff. I got this because I recently finished one of her other books, and that was The Witches. And I enjoyed that, so I thought I'd give Cleopatra a go. And then the other two are books that I've purchased. The first one being Medieval Bodies by Jack Hartnell. I'm excited for this, just to understand the or appreciate the medieval understandings from a Western and from Western and Eastern perspectives about how bodies functioned, how they worked, their understandings of health and healing, and of course there's a lot of cool pictures in here, which is one of the main reasons why I got it. If just a little disclaimer, I'm going to show you a picture that might be a bit too much for some of you, but this, I don't know if you can see it, is a picture of a man carrying his own skin on a pole. So I'm fascinated by the very dark and what we would see as rather foreign and odd depictions and just appreciations of bodies during the medieval period. Let's see if I can find another picture for you. Oh, wow. Here's a wounded man from a Bavarian manuscript made around 1420, plotting various injuries and their cures across the body. So, a very interesting read. Looking forward to this. And then the last one that I'll show you is one that I'm very excited for. So Dan Jones is one of my favorite popular historians. I've read quite a few books by him. You can see one here called The Plantagenets. You probably can't see the title, but that's one of my favorite books by him. So he's entered into the world of fiction, and this is called The Essex Dogs, or just Essex Dogs. And this takes place during the 100 Years' War, and it focuses on a tight-knit company from Essex. And I believe it centers around 5 men, but anyways, very excited to read this. I'm gonna have to be very disciplined and try to wait until after Halloween, because I do have some books already. Sorry about the lighting. I do already have some books that I want to read for Halloween in October. So yes, anyways, those are the books that I've picked up. Those are the books that I'm currently reading. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I'm very interested to know what you're currently reading. Anyways, I will see you in the next video, and I hope everyone has a great week. Thank you. Bye.